Doctor is Online is a revolutionary tool that takes all of the trouble out of healthcare. In the past, or in olden days, doctors used to come to the patient's homes and patients would be treated quickly. Nowadays, it takes 2 or 3 days before a patient can get to see the doctor. This platform that we have created will allow the patient and doctor contact to be done right away.
Sometimes you can't always get an appointment right when you need to see the doctor. Many times it's 2 or 3 days. By then, maybe you don't even need to see the doctor anymore. I wouldn't have to call in, make an appointment, take time out of my very busy schedule just to ask the doctor a few simple questions. If I have to spend half a day leaving my work behind, it's just easier to just take something over the counter or just work and be sick until I get better. I do my banking online. I pay bills online. I talk to my family and friends online. I want to be able to communicate with my doctor just as easily.
You need to be able to communicate to your patient, and if you don't have another method of doing that, unfortunately you have to have them come in your office. If you think about it, if we can speed up the communication with the patients would be happy. They'd spend less time and money trying to see the doctor. If you know the patient very well, it's a chronic patient, you've seen them over the years, and they're getting a little bit older and hard for them to come in. That definitely can be a great supplement to the practice. As they get older, they're going to have more of these problems, and it makes it even harder for them to see the doctor. And so if they can print out or even type and send these laboratory tests or blood pressure and blood sugar readings to their doctor, then they could communicate with their doctor without actually having to leave the office or the home. That would speed up the operations and increase the efficiency of your staff in your office.
When patients are treated quickly, the acuity of illness is reduced, which means that there are less admissions and less office visits.
We usually know what we need. We know what's wrong with us. We're just waiting to see the doctor to get the prescription. I would probably address concerns earlier, whatever they were, rather than wait until more symptoms manifest and take the risk of becoming more seriously ill while I'm waiting.
Managing insurance and keeping track of personal health records has always been complicated and inconvenient.
Sometimes it's available, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it requires having to go to other sources, for instance, different hospitals, different doctors' offices, different imaging centers, and that doesn't always happen fairly quickly. They might be sitting in the lobby, say 2-3 hours, while you're trying to access the information.
There's a lag time in there that's not in the patient's best interest. If you're going to take the time to send a patient to a specialist office, it must be serious enough that that information should be available quickly.
We are providing not only the tool, we are also providing a platform by which they can store their medical information and data for years. They will have access to all that previous information, all the information regarding patients' history.
It's very important to have the records because you can make good decisions based on good information. And you have up-to-date information at your fingertips, then you can obviously make good decisions.
Healthcare has been far behind in technology. There's more technology today in a convenience store than there is in a doctor's office. So we looked at this avenue as a way to emphasize the use of technology to reduce overhead and increase the revenue potential for the doctors. This platform will allow doctors to reduce their overhead. They don't necessarily have to have a larger office to see more patients. They don't have to extend working hours to see more patients. The traditional problems of healthcare are a thing of the past, and staying healthy is just so much easier.